What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the very special second episode of the Scopes and Laggers podcast E3 preview. Special. I'm Nebs, aka Kyle, if you know me, and with me, of course, I have my cohort, my nemesis.
The star of the show.
Okay, okay, that's one way to say it. Markell, aka Kizzle, aka not the star of the show. What?
AKA Young Kizzle, the Neymar of gaming.
Okay, that was I'm guessing that was a soccer reference.
You
So
got it.
okay. Um. So what we're doing tonight, it's gonna be kind of like a quick hit with the podcast today because this week is E3, and I mean this has turned out to be probably a really big E3 this year. Last year was kind of eh. This year we're looking at maybe some big bombs getting dropped. The good kind of bombs, I guess. So basically, we did some light predicting in our first episode. This one, we're just going to go down and see what we're hoping for, maybe some rumors that we've already seen already. As we're recording this, it's Thursday and, well, Friday now. Um, so some stuff has already been leaked and a couple of hints have already been dropped. So really what we're going to be starting with right now is going down the list of the shows. Of course, you have Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and there's also the PC gaming show as well. Did I leave anything out, Markel, as far as show-wise?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I didn't know if there was some offshoot developer bullshit going on somewhere. Um, let's see. So, I mean, I guess we'll just get it out of the way. Nintendo,
Oh
eh.
man.
I mean, okay. Well, the thing is that it's kind of slated between Markel and myself. We're not huge Nintendo people now, I guess, because I mean, we were back in the day when it was hot. But I mean, now it's just Zelda.
Honestly, Nintendo just needs to just die.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be extreme about it. It's like, honestly, I mean, I know there's still people out there that want to play the games. I know there's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, you're a grown man. If you're grown, you don't need to be playing Nintendos for kids." Da da da. I mean, of course, there's still a nostalgia factor with Nintendo. People want to play those old games that they used to play when they were kids. But honestly, like I haven't cared about Nintendo since like the GameCube. Like even before that, like I never owned a GameCube. It would just be like friends that had GameCubes. But like, just my opinion, do not expect anything positive about Nintendo coming out of my mouth. It's just pure slander from here on out. I hate them. They need to die. But
Uh,
on a serious note though, what does
Jesus, can we
Nintendo
slow
have?
down real quick? Hold on.
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't mean to get riled up about it, but like, Nintendo's just trash to me.
Holy shit, chill. I mean, I mean that's where like a lot of people started, man. Was Nintendo? That's where you started.
Of course, I don't. I mean, I started in fucking preschool. I'm in college now. Like, you don't have to be in the same. Like, Nintendo is the same. They have not evolved at all. Like, PlayStation has evolved. Xbox has evolved. What, like, how has Nintendo evolved? I mean, the Wii was a gimmick that just blew up. Everyone had it in their house. I had a Wii in my house. We played it for about a month and then never touched it again. Like, when is Nintendo going to evolve? Not saying, I mean, well, I kind of am saying, like, when are you going to start making, like, games towards, aim towards adults or get some new IPs? I'm tired of Mario, Zelda, fucking Star Fox, fucking, like, come up with some new shit. You know what I mean? I'm just tired of Nintendo.
Okay, I mean,
Why would you get excited for anything Nintendo? Please
okay.
tell me why.
I mean, not me personally. I can't because I'm not going to. I mean, when have you ever heard me talk about anything excited with Nintendo?
I'm
Never.
just saying, even if you were a Nintendo fan, like, what is there for you to get excited
I
for?
bet
Oh
apparently
God,
there's
another
something,
Mario.
man.
A 395th fucking Mario's coming out.
they love it though. There's something about just those games and those characters that people eat up, man. And sales figures show it. I mean, there's no real answer to this, but Nintendo has a way of taking a console, like a brand new console, and putting it out there with very minimum supply and just creating like this fucking need for this console among the fucking populace. And people are like, oh, I can't get my hands on any. And then when they finally release a little bit more, it trickles into the market and people go crazy over it, and it just spreads like that. But the console's not good. Like, the Switch is not good. It's
Nintendo creates that though. They create that. It's just like with Jordans, the shoes. Like, oh, we only released 10,000 pairs in the U.S. so everyone can fight over them and stab each other for the shit, and it creates that big thing. But now you look
right.
at Jordans, it's like no one's really buying them anymore. Like it was like maybe 3-4 years ago when it started to die out a little bit. But I'm at Guild. I was standing in line for the shits. Like when the retros first started coming back out again. But with Nintendo, it's like, okay, it's dying off. Like there's no real reason to want to own a Nintendo game. Like for the newest Zelda, from what I've heard, I haven't played it, so I can't slander it. The new Zelda is great. It's an amazing game. But how many fucking Zeldas are you gonna come out with? You know what I mean? And that just rolls right into it. Zelda already came out. They already shot their load. What are you gonna have, another Mario Kart come
Hold
out?
on.
Like how many Mario Karts are you gonna have? You know what I mean? It's just recycled. It's just recycled games every single year for Nintendo.
Okay.
Not to say that PlayStation and Xbox don't, but those games that keep coming out, like a God of War or
Right.
like a Uncharted, those games themselves evolve. Even if it's not a new IP, the game itself evolves. What are you gonna have? Fucking like real life Mario? You're gonna have like fucking live action Mario now? Like,
I mean,
just
I
okay.
I mean,
Here's my prediction. Zelda already came out. You're gonna probably have a new Mario Kart.
mhm. No, they already. I mean, they just released Mario Kart though. They just released that, and it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's the exact same thing as
For the Switch.
Yes, it came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh wow. Shows you how much I know about fucking Nintendo.
Anyways,
I mean, what another Smash Brothers? Like,
I mean, actually, that
Smash Brothers Go. Like,
Smash Brothers is a huge seller though. Like that would move consoles
I mean,
for sure.
Smash Brothers is a good game, but what the fuck are you just fucking released a fucking? I don't know.
Well, what I expect to see from them in their show is hopefully they're going to be showing off the market for the classic games on the Switch, because apparently that's a whole thing where you can download or stream play, probably download old classic games, and they're also infusing multiplayer with classic NES and Super NES games. So that's something that sounds cool in theory, but this is also coming from the company that can't even incorporate voice chat with the Switch. So,
like, did you see that which game is it? It's like Splatoon, where like the whole setup you got to do just to fucking like plug a headphone into that bitch. I mean, you got like HD audio and all types of shit, fucking touchscreen, all this shit. You can't even plug a headphone in that bitch.
Yep, you have to plug it into like your phone, and then there's like a pass through that goes. I don't know.
It's some goofy shit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Honestly, the Switch. Like, honestly, I don't care. I'm putting it out there. Hot take. You're hearing it right now, hot off the press. This should be Nintendo's last console. Like, you're gonna bring back old NES game? Come out with something new. And I'm not even saying that like I would even buy one. I wouldn't even buy the new Nintendo system if it came out like with different games. They don't have third party support, which is not really I mean, I have a PC for that, but like I don't know. Honestly, I would rather just move on. But I don't know. If you want to keep talking about Nintendo, be my guest.
No. I mean, there's nothing coming from Nintendo that's gonna blow our minds. They've released the Switch, and that was supposed to be like this crazy new portable console. You know, and it has tons of power behind it, which I already knew that was a lie. They can't release games that are graphically impressive because of the limitations of this console. It's not even a console. I don't know why people are calling it that. This is a handheld like this is like a big DS. That's all it is. It's like the big brother to the DS. I understand that it's got capabilities with the motion controllers, which barely even work half the time, by the way. And I get it. I understand there's a lot of fanboys for Nintendo, but I honestly, I can't even nail down what to expect from them this conference. It's not going to be anything huge. I highly doubt it. If it is, then it's going to come right out of left field. They've kept this secret and from everybody's prying eyes, and that'll be great. I mean, if Nintendo can pull it off, that's great. But I mean, Markell and myself definitely not excited for Nintendo side of things. That might be because we're just not Nintendo people anymore. We've moved on to consoles that like to innovate and they like to do different things.
And there's no market share. There's no market for Nintendo.
Yeah,
Like there's PS4 and the Xbox dominate. Like if Xbox can't even catch up to PS4, like what the fuck is Nintendo gonna do? Even if you open up, get third party support, you get, Ubisoft games, you get EA games on your platform. Like there's still nothing. Like even if you start coming out with these like newer style games like a Bloodborne or Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that, or like a Scalebound, like Nintendo's still not gonna have that market. I don't think people are gonna buy Nintendo when PS4 and Xbox just dominate everything. They have the largest install base. Honestly, I don't know. I think Nintendo this should be Nintendo's last system, if you ask me.
you
I
mean
don't know.
home console because they still dominate the handheld with
I
the
mean, yeah, they
DS.
can keep making their little handhelds, but as far as consoles, like I'm just tired of talking about Nintendo. I'm just tired of the same old shit coming out every year.
Understood. It's like the Call of Duty of consoles, basically.
Mm.
Um, all right. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing else to really say about Nintendo. I mean, like I said, we don't even want to take any guess on what's coming out of the woodworks there. If anything, I mean, I was hearing rumors about a Metroid game in the works. I was hearing rumors about a Luigi's Mansion 3 maybe happening, but that's a lot of stabs in the dark. If it happens, that's great. I'll still watch, but I mean, I doubt I'll be impressed. All right, so let's move on to Markel's territory here. Sony.
Let's get it. Let's get
Let's
it.
let's talk about Sony. Is it who runs their shows? I forgot last year. Was it still Jack Trenton or whatever his name is?
Yeah, it's
Well,
a, it's a bunch of people that I really don't care. As long as they're showing games, that's all that fucking matters to me. They can have fucking goddamn Donald Trump out that bitch. As long as he's showing some games,
I don't
let's
know.
get it. I
I
mean, do
don't
you want
know.
me to jump off? Like, do you want me to just jump off into my predictions? Because I'm just ready to get it rolling. I'm ready to get it rocking.
I mean, yeah, do whatever you want.
So let's just flat out. We already know Sony's coming with games. They have no hardware to show. There's no system. There's nothing like that unless they magically want to come out with another handheld, which I think is BS. There's been rumors about it. I don't think that's coming out. Uh, they have to come out with the games, and that's the one way that they're gonna beat Microsoft. The only way Microsoft is gonna beat Sony is if they show the Scorpio at a good price with new IPs and just games coming out with it. And I think that if they come out with the Scorpio at a good price and with games to go with it, like new shit, even if it's not new IPs but new iterations of existing IPs, I think they could beat Sony. But looking at Sony, they're gonna show games, right? So there's been some rumors that they may not show some Last of Us 2. It's been a year since last E3. I kind of think that they kind of have to show some Last of Us 2. I don't know. It just depends on if they're gonna show God of War gameplay or something like that. Like
They'll show both.
the big shit, because you don't have Uncharted. You do have the DLC coming out, but they got to have a big game that they show some gameplay with, and they usually end the show with it. So either they're gonna probably start it off with God of War and end it with Last of Us, or they're gonna start it off with like some just a bunch of shit and then end it off with more God of War gameplay. But Last of Us 2, I heard there's rumors that they may not show anything. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they show actual gameplay, not just some more CGI shit. Maybe show us, give us a little bit more of a hint on who we're going to be playing as. Obviously, everyone pretty much already figures it's going to be Ellie as the main character. Maybe kind of tease us and see if Joel is going to be playable or if he's dead or whatever. Maybe not show it, because I like not to, for the trailers to spoil too much. Maybe not show too much Joel. Maybe The next thing I'm looking forward to is, I don't know. Do you want to touch on Last of Us 2? What's your opinions on that?
Though I think they're definitely going to pull gameplay through this time. It's been, like you said, it's been a year. I mean, that's plenty of time to get a demo at least ready to rock and roll. Because sometimes you know how developers will do like something that's not even in the game. It'll just be like a run through, they'll do like a quick level or something just to like show exactly what's new and graphics and all that. Um, they've had plenty of time to bring that out, and Sony definitely is going to go up to them and be like, "All right, we need you for E3. We need you to bring this out." Microsoft has Scorpio, that's coming out. When we also don't know if they have something else, so we need you guys to bring your A game. We need some footage. We need some gameplay. And
Right.
so I think for sure they're going to come through with gameplay this time, and I think it's the same thing for God of War as well.
Okay. Next game, I was thinking Days Gone. Again, they're gonna probably show. Hopefully, they show more. Like we've seen a good amount of gameplay, but maybe go into the like character development side of it. Maybe if they have like some type of multiplayer or some type of co-op aspect, which would probably be really nice in that game. You don't really have too many open world survival games out right now, except for like what open world survival games do you have?
Arg?
That's not like King of the Hill.
Oh,
I mean, like third person kind of like RPGs. I mean, you have like the Division stuff like that, or like Ghost Recon Wildlands. But this just seems really like more story driven. It seems like there's a lot going on that we haven't found out about yet about this game. So maybe show if there's a co-op aspect, show that. Show more of the character development side of it. Like, who is this character? Like, we see this guy, he's just yelling out some fucking guy's name the whole demo. Like, who is the guy he's yelling the name out about?
hmm.
Just show us a little bit more of that kind of show, you know, expand on whatever they showed last time. Have
Right.
you seen the gameplay from Days Gone, right?
Yeah, that's the one where like it's just like hordes of zombies are piling up and
Yeah, the guy
yeah.
has on like the biker outfit. Like, why does he have on a biker outfit and it's the fucking apocalypse? Was he part of a biker gang, or is that just like his get up, kind of like Daryl from Walking Dead? Is that just his get up? That's just his outfit. Like,
Yeah,
why does he have on a biker outfit? He was riding a bike during the demo. Like he came, the opening cinematic of it was him riding up in the motorbike that he had. So you know, there's just a lot more that they can show from a lot of these games.
it's known as a motorcycle.
Motorbike, motorcycle, kiss my ass.
Oh, okay.
Next game, Spider-Man. What more can they show from this game? Obviously, actual gameplay, not CGI.
Yeah,
It
they
seems
didn't show
like
gameplay that time. They'll definitely come through with gameplay on this. I mean, what? I mean, it's Spider Man. I get it. Okay, it's a huge brand, but it's also Naughty Dog, right? Or
right.
is it Naughty Dog or
No,
Insomniac?
no. That's not.
Insomniac, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Insomniac. And they're famous for platformers, and this game here is, I mean, if you remember Beanox, they made the previous Spider-Man games. They made like, I don't know, four, maybe five Spider-Man games previously, and they were good. But this is aiming to be something like a triple A title Spider-Man game, like story-driven, graphics that are just nuts insane, and it's gonna beat, what was the number one Spider-Man game? It was one that was on the PS2 that was like the Amazing Spider-Man.
It was Spider-Man. The second one was my favorite one.
That was on, was that PS2 as well?
Yeah, it was
I
PS2.
I played that on the original Xbox, I think, but the Amazing Spider-Man that was out on like the Sony PlayStation, I don't think it was PlayStation 2 at that time. I can't remember, but that game was bomb. Now you have a pedigreed, developer with a huge brand and all the backing from Sony that it needs. Um, I want to see gameplay from this game. It if it's huge, it might even cause me to go out and grab me like a cheap PS4. Like,
Son, like if they show Spider-Man gameplay, I don't think people understand how big that is. Like Sony Interactive, Insomniac, who was like a great developer for Sony. That's one of the best developers that Sony has. Like making this game, Like if they show Spider-Man gameplay and then give a release date, like
Yeah,
do you know how big that is? Like that is insane. That's a day
it's gonna
one
be this year.
purchase. Pre-order. I'm buying special edition, whatever fucking packages they have.
Uh huh.
I hope they come out with one of the joints that got like the figurine. Like I don't collect like figurines or like the little action figures and stuff like that, but I would definitely get a Spider-Man one. That's just one of my favorite heroes, Spider-Man and Wolverine, my two favorite right there. But if they show gameplay for that game and then like fucking end the video with coming fall 2017, like it's over. I think they would have to do it either late this year or late next year because spring, like I don't know, it's just gonna be a lot to compete with early next year. Plus, a lot of the games are gonna get delayed that are supposed to come out the end of this year. They're gonna get delayed until spring of next year, and then that's gonna be a lot for it to compete with. It's still gonna do numbers regardless. Like a Spider-Man game, like a real Spider-Man game, not like them little goofy, amazing Spider-Man games or whatever the
Wow.
fuck they are. Like the ones where he's just shooting webs into the fucking sky. It's not even attaching to nothing. Like,
Hey
like come
man,
on.
those are hey. That was just
Guys,
limited.
I
That
want
was
these
just
guys out of
limited
here.
by the technology. Chill
I
out.
want whoever made that game out of here. I want that guy out of here. Whoever put money on it, I want him out. They all got to go.
All right. Um. No, I actually think that we're looking at either an August release date or a September release date for this game. Simply because it's gonna ride in on the coattails from Spider-Man: Homecoming. All that hype from that movie transition right back into a game that you can go out and get a couple months later. That's a triple A, made by a developer with a pedigree that's out the window. Like, just take my money now, kind of thing. And it's coming out and it's gonna be better on PS4 Pro or some shit like that. Who cares? It's a Spider-Man game that's made by a triple A developer, and it's been given the love and care that it needs. It's coming from Spider-Man's home company, which is Sony. I mean, unfortunately, but
Stop.
no, I mean Sony
Watch him off.
Films. Sony Films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's not owned by Marvel and Disney. Um, that's the
Toby.
only reason that it's an exclusive is because Sony has the rights to Spider-Man. That's the only reason.
Okay. And like, what's your point? Like,
No, I'm just saying that's the only reason that it's an exclusive. I'm not arguing the fact that they have it as an exclusive. I'm just saying that that's the reason why they got it, which is fine. But they're definitely going to show gameplay for this. They have to, and I guarantee you they're going to hit you with this year release date. And like I said, is either August or September. I mean, it just makes sense to get it out, especially before Christmas. So
right.
that's
And that
that's what I'm thinking.
that goes hand in hand with the next game that I'm looking forward to. And you said release date for Spider-Man. I think they're going to come out with a release date. All the games that they showed last year and then they give release dates, they're probably going to give release dates for them now. So Spider-Man, they're going to give a release date. I'm guessing late this year, maybe October, November, maybe. I think they're going to release it in like one of those big months with like big shits coming out. Just because August, that may be a little too soon. I don't know. Just because they didn't show like any type of gameplay last year, it was
Hmm.
just purely CGI, and that was the first time we heard about it. But who knows? Maybe August. I think they're gonna probably release it maybe around October, along with some other shit. But the next game I'm looking forward to is God of War. I can't remember the month the last God of Wars came out. Maybe like January's, I think,
I thought they
or
always came out at the
December's.
beginning of the year.
Yeah, like January or something. A lot of Sony's games usually come out like beginning of the year. Like Uncharted came out March, Horizon Zero Dawn I think came out February or March, or Uncharted was supposed to come out in March, came out in April. I think God of War 4 they're probably gonna announce either like a December or a January release date, and they're gonna show more gameplay, more than what they showed last time. Not to say like more as in like a super huge long gameplay reel, but maybe like uh, more like combat based because like the part that they showed us the first time was just like I guess that assuming that was like the beginning of the game, like you just came out of the house and that looks like it was probably like one of those like tutorial sections of a game where they start you out slow with like the little weak guys and then throw you into like a little mini boss fight. Maybe they'll show us like later on down the line in the game. Maybe I don't know. Are we gonna? Do you think we're gonna see the son get older, or you think the son is gonna be like that age the whole game?
Honestly, what I got from it when I saw it last year is that they're looking for, and don't take this wrong way, but they're looking for a way out. And when I say a way out, I mean as in a transition of power.
Or kill off Kratos.
Yeah, exactly. Giving you some kind of emotional investment in the new character, just like they did with John Marston. Kind of, well,
Uh,
not just like, but on the same terms. Piss you off, so you're also motivated to play this character and get to know a new hero, basically. That's gonna have a different play style, a different everything, a different attitude, and also it gives them an instant story. Like now you're getting the revenge for them killing your father.
mm,
It's a usually go to pinpoint story, and it usually works every single time. But that's kind of the feeling I got for it. Now, initially, it might start off kind of like almost like The Last of Us. It might start off kind of like that, where you're side by side, maybe, which is different for God of War. They're not usually like that. It's usually you just Kratos just pile driving bitches and killing big giant ass bosses. But maybe if they slow it down and take it back a little bit to kind of show off some, because I mean if I remember correctly in God of War 3, like the boss, like if I like the bosses were just so obnoxiously gigantic, like just huge bosses, and it was almost like you got jaded after a while of just playing through it, and you're like, okay, here we go, another giant ass boss. And
well, I mean, you had like Hades was big,
you know
Hercules wasn't that big, Zeus wasn't big.
Poseidon, he was like a giant water
He was a fucking
horse
horse, yeah,
thing,
like a
yeah.
fucking like unicorn or some shit.
Yeah, it was
Well,
it was
I mean, that was just I wouldn't say all of the bosses were like that,
No,
but
I'm not saying no. I was talking about strictly God of War 3. I just remember that one
oh,
having a
okay.
ton of huge ass bosses, and I was like, all right, this is just like getting not overwhelming, but just like, oh, here we go again. And
Mhm.
I think here they're trying to slow down the formula a little bit and take it a little bit slower, and be more pace driven with the story this time, a little bit more invested. Because I think Sony's realizes that, like with The Last of Us, people just really enjoyed the shit out of the story. Like initially, you're already, from the get go, emotionally driven as Joel because your daughter died, and it's just riveting. I mean, I'm a grown ass man, and that just like wrecked me, man. As soon as I saw, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. Like,
Right.
and that's nothing but ones and zeros on the screen right now, but it conveyed story, it gave you motivation, and then the story unfolded, and you were invested in it. And I think that's what
Right.
they're trying to do with this one, is trying to get people more invested in the story, but also keeping like not the same formula, but what made God of War good initially, and then adding on to it with story.
Right. And you know what, you're right. When you look back at like maybe like God of War 2, most of the bosses in the God of War trilogy are big ass fucking characters.
Yeah.
Like they're always like hanging over the side of a cliff or some shit. I,
Hmm.
I mean the boss fights are still good, but like I would say maybe like 3/4 of them were like super huge. Some of them like Hades was a little bit smaller. Hercules, they started getting a little bit, more intricate.
Yeah.
The uh the last little fight at the end of 3 though with the fucking, oh my god, the fucking, what are those things? Fucking half like bull, half like
Uh,
fucking gorilla looking. I don't know what the fuck it is.
um, no, not Minotaurs. Are they Minotaurs?
Yeah, I was gonna say Minotaur.
Could be. I don't know. I don't. I can't really reach back that far to remember that game because I really didn't. I didn't play it. I just watched it.
Yeah, then the fight with the little guy that runs fast and shit. What's his
Oh yeah,
fucking name?
Hermes.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name was. But I don't know. But we're kind of getting off topic.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. God of War should still. I think it's still gonna be probably epic. They're trying to slow it down, like kind of like the Last of Us games.
yeah.
Uh,
That's how I felt when I saw that whole like gameplay, and I do that with quotations around it because it feels very like demo-y. Like they made it specifically for that.
mm,
It could be in the game, but I've noticed a lot of Sony games do that. They take little tidbits and then they just make a level out of it, and then you really kind of don't see it in the game.
right.
but I felt like they were really pushing the story more. That on I got like the feel from The Last of Us when initially I saw it. I didn't even think of like, oh, this is God of War. I thought maybe it could have been like a spin-off or something like that. But it's not a bad thing. I mean, changing it up and doing this slower paced God of War might not be such a bad idea. And I mean, it looks amazing graphically, of course. And not to mention, they've opened up a whole new can of worms by changing the mythology. So now you have a whole new roster of people to completely maim and deform. Now the question really is it going to be Kratos doing it, or is it going to be his son doing it? So,
Right.
but I think we'll find out though. I think we'll definitely see straightforward gameplay this time around.
Right. The next thing I had on here, I'll just say it on the PS4 Sony's um portion. Whose conference is Red Dead going to be at? If they're going to be at E3 and if they show anything, I think Sony does have the marketing deal for the game. So if they were at anybody's conference, it would be at Sony's.
Hmm.
Do you think we're going to see gameplay from Red Dead? Maybe some actual gameplay of John Marston or one of the other group members? Actually show what the storyline of the game is going to be. Like we just know Red Dead's coming. We see screenshots. It's still set in the Wild West, but we don't have any sort of like premise or any direction of where the game's going to go.
Yeah. The thing about Rockstar is that they don't need to be at E3, and they know it.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't need to.
They can do their shit just like they did GTA 5. Just
Exactly.
fucking straight up YouTube releases.
Yeah, they don't need the check from anybody. They could easily just like, yeah, you don't have enough zeros at the end of that. Sorry about that. And then they just roll, and their game will sell no matter what, guaranteed,
Right.
millions of copies. Especially something like Red Dead. Will we see gameplay? I it's 50-50. And the only reason that I'm even giving it 50 that we might is because they delayed it. And delays for games, well, not for a Rockstar game, but for most games can almost make it or break it sometimes. Because when stuff starts being hot, now people aren't pre-ordering as much, blah, blah, blah. They don't pay attention. They're not paying attention to your launch date. People forget it. It's different case for Red Dead because it's just, I mean, it is what it is. It's fucking Red Dead Redemption. So I think there's a chance we'll see gameplay. If not gameplay, at least a CGI trailer, but they don't even use CGI. They use in-game trailers. We'll definitely see something. I don't want to say gameplay because Rockstar doesn't give a shit. They're like, if they want to give you something, they're gonna give it to you. If not, then they're gonna say fuck you. Wait till next year or another year. They don't care. I mean, unfortunately, but they are who they are, man, and they make amazing games no matter what. Grand Theft Auto was delayed, I think, like 2 or 3 times before it even came out, and that game has one of the craziest player count to this day for a game that came out, what, almost 5 years ago,
Hmm.
and it's nuts. And now they're working on this title now, and it's gonna sell. I don't know if it'll outsell Grand Theft Auto.
Red Dead?
I don't know if it will. I really don't because a lot of people love just the idea of just going around a city with cars and flashy automobile like
I don't know. I think Red Dead has that just a sort of like prestige around it. It probably won't outsell GTA just because of what GTA has done on the multiplayer side and just how it's still going.
yeah,
Red Dead, in my opinion, has the potential to do that shit. Like a while, there's so much more they could have done with the online for the first one.
yeah.
Not to mention fucking bring the shit to PC. That's what everyone wants. Rockstar, don't let us down.
I
Everyone's
think they
watching.
I think they will. I
Um,
mean, they did it with Grand Theft Auto, so
I mean, I don't think it'll unless they really put a big emphasis on multiplayer on this one. It could have the potential to sell just as much as GTA 5 has.
yeah,
Story aspect, definitely, it's gonna sell a mil first day, hands down.
yeah.
Maybe multiple millions first day. Like that's guaranteed. But in the long run, it does have the potential if they put a big emphasis on online and keep doing it how they've done GTA 5. If Rockstar is smart, which they really are, the amount of money they made off of GTA 5 with this online shit, like it's a no-brainer. Like they should just focus on what's going on after the story. Like what are you going to do after you beat the game? And hopefully the multiplayer for this game is pretty good. So I'm just ready. Hopefully, I mean, we already got a release date on it. Hopefully, we can get more than just some CGI, maybe get some actual gameplay, but that may be a stretch since we're just really going from like a cinematic trailer to like screenshots. They probably don't have any like I don't know cuz the scenery on it looks pretty nice. Like they actually have like some I don't know, when we seen the trailers that was in-game trailers, right?
Yes, like that was all in-game footage. That's the thing about Rockstar. They don't use CGI. They do
Okay,
everything
well
straight
then
from it.
in that case then they may have some vertical slices or like maybe some short clips that they can show of like gameplay or more of what's actually going on in the story, not just a whole bunch of like clips of just like random parts of the game. You know what I mean? Actually show something with a little bit of a narrative to it to kind of give us some direction of where the game is going, like I said.
Yeah.
So,
Or I mean,
uh,
or even they might just go strictly just show you a slice of what they're doing with multiplayer and just let it be at that, and that'll be enough to just fucking drive people crazy.
I don't know if they will go from just showing us screenshots of the game, not showing us any story at all, to just like, oh, here's the multiplayer,
Yeah,
and that may spoil the game.
they
You
might
know what I
show
mean?
both. They might. I don't. That's the
Hopefully.
thing about Rockstars. They're so unpredictable. You don't know if they're even gonna be at E3. Sometimes they're just like, "Fuck it, let's just keep making our game so we can
All
get
right. If
paid."
they're not at E3, we may like in the next 2 months, they may like start dropping YouTube videos like they did for GTA 5. But
Right, and that was enough. I mean, you look where that game is. It's fucking insane.
right. But moving on next, well, it's not an actual game. It's more from a developer. Sucker Punch has a new IP. So it's been rumored by that Shinobi guy or whatever his name is. They showed a screenshot which I did see. I don't know how real it is, but they showed like a train like falling off of like an old wooden bridge.
Hmm.
So they're saying it's set like in the Wild West. It should still be about like a superhero, still should have powers, kind of like how Infamous is, but it's going to be set in the Wild West. Hopefully, and I'm thinking that they probably will. Sony's not going to show a whole bunch of games that they showed last E3 or Tokyo Game Show or other things like that. They're probably going to show something new. They have to. And since Sucker Punch has been silent since Infamous Second Son came out, Guerrilla Games has already released another game. They came out with Shadowfall at release. Sucker Punch came out with Infamous at release. Guerrilla Games has already released Horizon Zero Dawn. Like that's already out and it's already a couple months old. It's time for Sucker Punch to show us something. So I think they're probably going to show us the new IP. I'm thinking they probably have gameplay at this
They
time
have to.
because you think we're 3-4 years from almost 4 years from when the PS4 released.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got to have something. 3-4 years of development, you have to have some gameplay. They may even, I don't know. I'm gonna bold prediction. They may come out with like a release date for this game, just like show it and then like release date coming spring 2018. I think that's what they're
Mm.
gonna do. Um, the concept Wild West with powers. I don't think we've seen anything like that. Have we seen like a Western game with like a superhero aspect to it?
I mean, if you count that one whatchamajigger, that game that we talked about not that long ago, that one, remember with the vampires in the West and kind of like that, but not
Dark
with,
Watch.
yeah,
That's
not,
like a first person like super low like independently developed game. Or matter of fact, who developed that game? I'll have to let me
I,
look it up.
I don't know, but that's
But
the only thing I'm just like giving you like what I remember as something that where it was kind of super powery, but because I know you had like sensory abilities and other stuff.
Capcom, Capcom, High Moon Studios, and Ubisoft.
Ooh,
Jesus Christ,
High Moon, that sounds
everybody just
familiar.
getting a little piece of that ass. But I mean,
Capcom and Ubisoft?
yeah,
Damn,
it
that was
says Capcom, Ubisoft, and High Moon Studios.
those are crazy days, man. When you had Ubisoft and Capcom working together, that's nuts.
Well, the developer was High Moon Studios. The publishers were Capcom and Ubisoft.
Yeah, that's crazy though.
But I mean, yeah, we haven't had. I mean, like a super like Infamous style third person type like jump around, superpowers flying around Dark Watch was like a first person, like
I mean,
just
that's all
kind
I
of
could
like a
think of. That's all I could think of.
yeah, like a strange. I love that game though. It was fun, especially
Yeah,
with
I
a little
remember it.
co-op or whatever. But I mean, that I think that'll be something we haven't really seen before, which is what Sony usually really tries to do with most of their games. So I'm definitely looking forward to whatever Sucker Punch is brewing up, whipping up over there. Infamous is one of my favorite game genre, or not game genres. One of my favorite game series of all time. Along with Sly Cooper, I just love Sucker Punch. They always come out with some good shit. So, but moving on from that, Bloodborne 2. Do you think we're gonna get a Bloodborne 2?
It's okay. The only reason why I don't think it's gonna happen is because it's. I mean, it's the same developer as Dark Souls, and they already went on record saying that they're not gonna do another Dark Souls game. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Bloodborne's out of the picture, but it's not far off of the same formula as Dark Souls.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, even if they say, "Oh, we're not making another Dark Soul," that has absolutely nothing to do with Sony saying, "Hey, we want a sequel to Bloodborne, and we're dropping the bag on it. Like, we're dropping mills on it. Like, we need that sequel." Bloodborne sold pretty well, sold over 1 million.
Yeah.
Right now, it's shit's on sale, but it's been out since 2 years ago, March of 27 or of 2015. So it's 2 years old. It sold over 2 million copies already. So that's enough to warrant a sequel. From Software, they're a good developer, and I believe that they probably have the manpower to come out with a Bloodborne 2 quickly. I mean, probably going to use the same game engine. It's just going to be like Dark Souls. They use the same fucking engine every year, maybe a little bit different, like a little tweak in the gameplay, different bosses, different setting. But I think a Bloodborne 2 is definitely possible. Will they show it at E3? Maybe so. I was looking at an article on DualShockers. They said that that may be one of the big reveals. I don't think that's going to be the big reveal. I think Sucker Punch's game is probably going to be a big reveal of something we haven't seen before. But Dark Souls 2, I think, is definitely coming. One surprise though, if there's like a super surprise, I think it'll be Order 1886, a sequel to that. I think that'll be the surprise. I love that game. It was just too short. So much potential, especially for multiplayer and shit like that. If they show Order 1886 a sequel,
Who's the developer of that?
this developer, it was a former indie studio. It was like Moon Sun or some shit like that. Let me think. It was I know the publisher was Sony Interactive. Ready at Dawn, and
Oh, yeah.
Santa Monica helped out on it. Sony Santa Monica,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
they were a very small studio. That's probably why the game was only 4 hours. They had a lot of emphasis on visuals and making it like a cinematic experience.
Scripted, yeah.
Yeah, like super scripty. Yeah, but that was a good game to me. One of my favorite PS4 games that's come out. So I think a Order 1886 sequel may be in the works, and it'll be a surprise if they show it for this
I,
year. But
yeah.
Bloodborne 2, I definitely think that's in the works. Will they show it at E3? Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it couldn't happen. I mean, it's definitely 50-50 on that one as well. I mean, would I want to? Sure. I mean, I love those games. They're great. I beat Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 and Bloodborne. I rented a PS4 just to play it. Um and it's a good game. And it sold well, and that's enough for Sony to be like, yeah, let's do a sequel. Now, I don't know if From Software is gonna be like, maybe we're trying to step back, we're trying to do something else, we're trying to create a new IP, something like that. But money talks, and you never know who's gonna take the bait. So, and Bloodborne 2 will sell. It's not hard. Okay, I don't want to say this because I'm not a developer, but I don't think it's necessarily incredibly difficult to make these type of games, because if you really think about it, it's just you running straight forward through maps, fighting boss, next box, next box, with
Hmm.
with just minions in between. It's not a complicated formula. The thing about what From Software does is they do it well, and they have a pedigree behind it. They know what they're doing. They know what mechanics work. They all that. So I believe that they definitely could have it in the works. It also felt like to me when they made that statement that they weren't working on anything like that, like Dark Souls. They wanted to move on to like a different IP because you gotta think, man, they've been that's 4 Dark Souls type games that they've dished out within a good amount of time. So I mean, they might be jaded through that entire process of making games like this. Who knows? Would it be good for Sony to see something like that? Of course, that's another exclusive in the pocket for them. It's a good game. It's got a following behind it, and it's pretty much guaranteed to sell, regardless if it sucks ass, which is highly unlikely. Now, in the terms of the order, you might have liked that game, but a whole lot of people fucking hated it. A
That's
lot.
debatable.
I mean, a good amount of people hated it. Like, it was flamed on forums by people that were Sony fanboys. They hated it. I've read tons of stuff on Reddit about that when it was going out. People on YouTube were ripping it apart. I mean, I watched most of the gameplay from the game, and it's really nothing but a lot of quick time events. It looked great.
No.
There were a ton of quick time events.
From someone who's beat it twice and got the platinum, it's a good game. The gameplay is fun, and it's one of those immersive games that you get immersed into the what's going on in the game. I think that a sequel to that game could be like groundbreaking for Sony. That could be like a new one of their top IPs. When you think Sony, you think Uncharted, God of War, you think Killzone, you think Last of Us. That could be one of the games that when you think Sony, like The Order could be its next big IP. That's just in my opinion.
I mean, I'm pulling up an article from Forbes when it was released, and literally the title of it is "The Order 1886 manages to contain every single kind of bad quick time event." That's a literal like tagline.
That's untrue. That's from people that probably suck at games. The game was good. I liked it a lot. I don't know what
And
you're
that's why
talking about.
I said that you might have liked it. I didn't say that you're at fault because you liked it. I'm just saying that a lot of people didn't like it. Some people did, a good amount didn't. Like reviewers and stuff. I watched probably maybe 3 or 4 reviews from different publishers, and every single one of them mentioned that the QuickTime events were just outrageously plentiful in the game.
I mean, I think it sold pretty well. I mean, I think it sold over 1 million global, which is good.
No, that's great. But the thing is like when the game came out, a lot of people didn't think that it was gonna be like so riddled with quick time events. Like they thought it'd be more gameplay and also longer. The game's super short. You even said it
Yeah, I
yourself.
think
That
maybe
was
not so much the QuickTime thing, maybe just like the length of the game was a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. That's a definite negative for something that costs $60 if you just get the standard edition. So that's I don't know, man. I really don't know about that game.
I guess Xbox.
Yeah.
I mean, that pretty much encompasses all of my predictions for Sony. I mean, pretty much know what you're gonna get with them. With the Xbox, a little bit of a mystery here going into E3 2017. If you ask me, there, buddy. Any news? Any new games?
Um, that's the thing we don't know, man. We don't know yet. I mean, a lot of things are being kept under wraps, as far as I know. I mean, you can't come into E3 knowing if I'm like a CEO of Microsoft, if I'm like Major Nelson, right? He's not CEO, but he's like a contributor, and I'm going to E3 and I'm like, bruh, like we can't be here right now. Like the only thing that we really have under the belt is Scorpio. Everyone already knows it's out. We release specs and everything like that. People are digging it so far. But we don't have a price point announced for it. and that could be a huge negative depending which way they go with it. If they're coming out the gate like, all right, and the Scorpio is going to come out for $800 for the standard edition, like not even the edition that comes with like, you know, cool controllers or whatever the hell they might release.
I mean,
That's a bad idea if they come out the gate with a high price tag for this thing. It's a
I
horrible
think
idea.
they pretty much already confirmed that it's not going to be over 500. But given that, there has to be games. I'm going to make a bold prediction right now. I think they're going to fucking release this shit $500 with no fucking controller. Like, honestly. Like, just what's in. And then they're talking about, there was even news that came out today that they unlocked like a 9th gig of RAM for games that developers can use to better like run games or for more graphical fidelity.
Right.
I think, what's the guy's name? Was it Ibarra that said the shit?
I know I read that, but I don't know who said it exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you're unlocking all this power. Like, what the fuck are you running with it? I don't want to play old Xbox One games on it. You know what I mean? Like, I've already played the Xbox One S or whatever. It was supposed to give you, you know, some slight 4K or 1440p or whatever the fuck it was.
Upscaled, it wasn't even.
Yeah. Oh, upscaled. Oh, they need games. And as our resident Xbox advocate, would you like to give any like predictions on any IPs, or what you think? Is there any like stirring? I mean, I don't know. I know they don't have that many first party studios. I mean, like, what can they do? Microsoft Studios, Fable 4, maybe. I mean, besides Sea of Thieves, which we already know is set in stone.
Well, Sea of Thieves is still a topic, regardless. But
okay, what else?
If I'm thinking off the top of my head, I already know that there's going to be something Halo coming out. I already know that. That's like a given for like for Microsoft to just have that in their back pocket whenever they need it. It sells every single time. It makes them buttloads of money, and just people eat it up. So we're definitely going to see something Halo related.
But let me stop you there. That's just like saying, hey, I have this brand of chocolate chip cookies that I really like. They're only $1. Everyone else is selling them for $3. I love this cookie so much, and it's only $1 that I can buy so many of them to the point where I get tired. Is there ever, like, yeah, Halo's a good game. It's always good quality, but we've released fucking 19 of them. Is there ever a point you get tired of Halo?
Is there ever okay? Then the same conversation. Is there ever a point that you get tired of God of War? This would be the fourth one.
God of War doesn't come out every like fucking year.
Okay, but this would be the fourth one that they came out with.
How many Halo games have there been? There's been over 5 Halos.
Yeah.
There's been at least 8 or 9 Halos, Kyle.
I understand that.
And they just released one. They just released 5. What?
I understand. I see where you're coming from, but regardless, it's still an exclusive, and it's also something that people buy. This is a business. This isn't like they're not doing it because like, oh, we released too many, time to stop. It makes them money and it sells.
No, I'm not saying time to stop. Like, put the axe on Halo, but let's come out with some different shit right now in this slot. We have a new console. Let's show it off with something new. You know what I mean? Now let's bring out another iteration of a game that's been out since the original fucking Xbox. Like, see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but it's still an exclusive. And if that's the case, then we can knock off a couple IPs that Sony has.
Like
anything that's already been done already, if that's the argument you're using.
No.
Yeah, if there's any sequel game that is an exclusive, then that's the same thing. Just because there's been multiple Halos doesn't mean stop. People love the game. There's fans everywhere. It makes millions of dollars. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
It'll be Halo 6.
I understand.
Just came out.
It's
like
an exclusive.
2 years ago.
It's an exclusive, Markell.
It doesn't matter. I don't give a goddamn if only Jesus could play it.
Do you?
The game.
This is what I'm talking about. You are swinging at Microsoft. Now just let's rewind the tape.
I have a brand new smoking ass console that's gonna do 4K.
And you don't know.
Your Halo game.
It's okay. Number one, if they make a Halo that is that goes 100% with a Scorpio on the terms of graphical fidelity, it's going to look ridiculous. Okay? And that's another reason to buy a Scorpio. Plays best on Scorpio. That's the whole tagline that they used on the Sony Pro. Was plays better on Sony Pro. So that's a seller, bro. People will buy a Scorpio based off a tagline on a box. If they release Halo 6 was like the tagline plays best on Scorpio, you best believe some people are going to go out, get the game, and get the console. And they're probably going to have bundles where this game comes with Scorpio. And it probably has some weird ass paint, all kinds of shit. That's how it's going to work. That's how it's always worked.
I can almost guarantee you there will not be any Halo at E3 this year. Guarantee it.
If there's not going to be gameplay, but there will be a mention of it. And when I say mention, I mean definitely a trailer or some kind of tidbit.
Of five remaster or 5 for Scorpio or some shit. They're not gonna put another Halo out. Like another iteration of Halo.
You don't think
It's way too soon.
Okay. You really think it's too soon?
Old shit. Bring out some new IPs. You know what I mean?
Sea of Thieves is a brand new IP being worked on by Rare, a company that has a pedigree behind amazing games. Banjo-Kazooie.
Kyle, this is what you're not understanding though. Halo 5 came out in October of 2015. That's less than 2 years ago.
Okay.
That's like a year and like fucking 6 months or some shit.
It doesn't matter, man. Look at the Call of Duty pedigree, bro. You can release one every single year. It was the best-selling game, even when it was the worst-rated game on, like, its trailer was the worst-rated thing on YouTube for Kyle, 4 months in a row.
There's not only development cycles, times that it, like, the time it takes to make the game, but there's also, like, when it's your time, it's your time. Right now, it's not Halo's time right now. Like, Halo is not. I mean, I don't think so.
It's not about whose time it is. It's about what's gonna make the most money. It's a business before anything else. They're not here to suck gamers' dicks. They're here to make money off of them.
Yeah, okay, you can make money. Not everybody's gonna.
And what's gonna sell? What's gonna sell a brand new console? A game that has a pedigree behind it that people tear apart. Halo. That's a Microsoft exclusive. It does though. It sells plenty. It makes them money.
It sells a lot, but I guarantee you, it probably won't sell as much as. The only way it'll sell as much as Halo 5 did is if they're like, okay, Scorpio's coming out. The only new shit we have for it is Halo 6, and it's just a bunch of other like remasters. If that new Halo is the only like new experience, of course people are gonna go buy it. But if they release a new Halo, like a Halo 6, with some other stuff like a new IP, people are gonna go buy that new IP to play. They're not gonna go buy another fucking Halo. They just got one a year and like 4 months ago.
I guarantee. We're gonna end that topic. We're talking about Halo will be some way, shape, or form mentioned in this conference. I don't care what you say about it. It's a viable exclusive. It's what Microsoft has kicked off their entire console line originally with the Xbox original console, and that they will continue to sell this, and it will be a prominent standpoint for their exclusives. And I'm almost willing to bet you that they use it as a selling point for the Scorpio. Now, we also have the exclusive, which is Cuphead, which is something that is highly anticipated by fans. It's a platformer, side-scrolling.
Trash. It's like, no.
How is that? See this? No. See, now you're just being ridiculous. Also, Shadow of Mordor 2 is
Shadow of War.
Sorry, I call it Shadow of Mordor 2. Shadow of War is basically they have the marketing. They have the marketing for that, so that's going to be shown probably in their conference as well.
That's going to be the best thing Xbox shows, guaranteed.
State of Decay 2, which is also. Their tagline is played better on Scorpio as well. It was made with Scorpio in mind. Crackdown 3, which will also be shown, which is a highly anticipated title. We haven't had a Crackdown since I can't even remember the last time one of those came out. Maybe like 2010, maybe 09, 11 maybe. Well, I don't know if we'll see a new Forza.
You'll see a new Forza before you see another Halo. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Sea of Thieves, of course, we're probably going to see as well, and we're also going to see the revealing for the Scorpio. For sure, that's definitely coming out.
Microsoft said their conference is going to be longer than 90 minutes. That means they're probably going to spend probably an hour on Scorpio. A little bit less than an hour, maybe like 45 minutes on Scorpio. They're probably going to show like the little fucking behind the scenes shit. Oh, we've had over 50 or over 100 uh, engineers working in our facilities for over 3 years trying to make state of the art. They're gonna do that whole shit, and then they're gonna finally show games like after 20 minutes. Then they're gonna start getting into games, or they're gonna finally like come out, and the guy's gonna have fucking Mikey Barr's gonna have fucking, or Aaron Greenberg's gonna have the Scorpio in his hand with a fucking M tattoo on his forehead, like Scorpio 499 without a controller.
There's definitely a controller coming with it.
Because we've already released 30 Pro controllers over the past 3 months, so just use that with it. And then they're gonna try and probably, I think they're gonna come out with a new. They have to show a new IP. Show a new IP. They cancel Scalebound, cancel Fable.
Scalebound it might have been canceled by the developer that would handle it originally, but it got picked right back up. So we don't know exactly what's happening with that yet. So I would not knock that off the list. Not to be shown at this E3, but definitely as something that might come back.
And how can we forget about? I'm actually probably gonna buy it this time. The first one that came out, I played the alpha and the beta, liked them, but I don't know why. But I just never played the game, or I never played the game. I never bought the full game, which is Destiny 2. How can we forget about that? That's probably, I don't know.
Something exclusive though.
I think it's not an exclusive, but actually, you know what? PlayStation has the marketing right, so it wouldn't even be shown at Microsoft's conference.
Yeah, that's it. And they've already said the people that got the play for the playtest and stuff for that already said that it played way better on the PC. So it's not even.
I mean, what doesn't play better on the PC?
That's what I'm saying. Is really, honestly, on a money part of the board, they made a great choice by deciding to put it on the PC, even though it comes out later on the PC before it comes out on consoles.
And I will wait that 2 weeks. I think it is. I will definitely wait.
I'm just saying, you'll be surprised about the people that won't wait. So, yeah, me either if I actually get it, but I doubt I will because Destiny was kind of but that's because I think I thought it was a different game than what it really was.
So hold on. So most likely, let me get your list right. So games most likely to be shown: State of Decay, Shadow of War, Sea of Thieves, Cuphead.
Yes.
What else is like 80% chance or more to be shown?
In my opinion, there's an 80% chance or more that there will be a Halo shown.
Okay.
Not gameplay, but there will definitely be some kind of teaser happening.
There's not gonna be a fucking Halo. Okay.
Okay.
Even if we add that to list. Okay. So then, do you have any surprises?
Forza might happen. We might see something from Forza.
Okay. I think there will be definitely a Forza in place of a Halo. Definitely.
Okay.
Do we have a Fable prediction?
Crackdown.
Scalebound bring Bob back. Okay, we're probably gonna have Crackdown. Okay, I'll give you that. Do you think Fable is gonna get shown? Do you think Fable 4 is gonna get shown? Do you think Scalebound is gonna get?
Scalebound is not. I don't know what's. I'm not sure what's happening with Scalebound. I'm not gonna say anything's gonna happen with that thing yet, because it's just in a very gray area.
Okay. So
we're definitely. Go ahead.
So what? Show a Halo. These games are gonna warrant or give justification of purchasing a $500 console to play Sea of Thieves and fucking State of Decay 2, like multi-plats.
That's not the only thing it does, man. It does something that that your PS4, even the Pro, doesn't. It also plays Ultra HD Blu-rays as well, and it has HDR streaming for apps like Netflix and stuff like that.
Okay, and that gets back into that shit.
What? Those are two selling points for people, dude.
It's not, because any console can do that shit. I can stream fucking.
Oh, all right.
Netflix
Let's back it up.
PS4.
Back it up. You cannot stream anything in from HDR off of your PlayStation.
PlayStation 4 Pro does have HDR.
You can't play UHD Blu-rays on your Pro.
Okay, I'll go buy a fucking UHD Blu-ray player, which is way better than one that's placed inside of an Xbox.
Oh my god.
I'll buy a dedicated one for that.
That doesn't even make. Listen, you're nitpicking for no reason. Listen, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to me. Listen to me. As a Microsoft, as quote unquote fanboy for an Xbox, if I am looking on to upgrade multiple things in my house, I'm not gonna have a separate Blu-ray player. I'm not gonna have a separate thing to stream Netflix. I'm gonna keep it all in one condensed box, which will be a Scorpio, which will give me the maximum potential around all media, streaming, playing games, cable, all that.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a gamer?
Of course I am, and this plays games, and I've listed multiple exclusives, and these are the ones that we barely even like. Well, most of them we do know, and then some we don't, and we don't even know if they have something else waiting, bro. You have no idea if they have something that's about to be dropped.
I'm just saying, from what we do know about Microsoft's E3, or what we can, sort of bet you, I can put a couple dollars on it that it'll happen. From those type of games that we like, Sea of Thieves, Cuphead, Crackdown 3, maybe another Forza, like we can kind of bet on that. I'm not spending $500 unless they come out like just what I said to support my argument. They have to come out with some new IP shit or some hard hitting shit for me to go out. I don't give a fuck about no Ultra HD Blue. Not everyone even has 4K TVs yet. That's not you. People really seem to think that 4K TVs are just like in everyone's home. I'm not going out and spending $500 with that in mind. I'm going out and spending $500 because I'm like, all right, there's all these games coming out that I can play in Ultra HD or at 4K. I'm not going out just because I can stream Netflix on my fucking PS4. You know what I mean? Most of the time when you watch videos, most of the time people watch videos outside of their home on their phones or on a tablet or something like that. People don't sit at home all day and just, I'm going to watch 30 Ultra HD fucking videos streaming in HDR on my PS4 or on my Xbox today. I'm going to sit here on my couch and do that. No, people usually do it out on their phones at work, going places at other people's houses and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go and make some people have the money and can do it, but I'm talking majority of gamers, kids that are in college, dudes that are like, living by themselves, have a job, can pay their bills, can only buy a couple games a year. They're not going out and spending $500 to play Sea of Thieves, fucking another fucking Forza game, Forza 18.
I'm sorry, another. Okay,
Cuphead.
You keep doing that for some reason. You notice how I didn't do this when we talked about Sony? You keep doing the whole. Listen. You keep
there's
doing.
Nothing new on Xbox.
I understand that. I understand where you're coming from when you say that, but you keep saying another fucking blah 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 insert game title here. That could be said for almost any of the exclusives that Sony has.
You know what? You're right. You could say, another Uncharted. You could say, another God of War. But we also have Horizon Zero Dawn. We also have.
This is okay. Whoa! First of all, back it up. You're talking about a game that was not released. That's not in the E3 lineup. We're not talking about that. That's over. That's done.
I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying, like, whenever I refer to like Xbox as another, it's because they don't have new shit that comes out in between. Like, you have Recore, you have Rise Son of Rome, but like what else? Okay, Sunset Overdrive, I'll give them that. That's new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sunset Overdrive 2, can we get more of that shit? But when you
That's what I'm saying. You don't know what's around the corner, bro. You're
constantly getting new shit. You're getting Gravity Rush. You're getting Neo.
Gravity Rush was not a good game.
A whole bunch. Gravity Rush is it's newer than fucking Halo or Uncharted or something like that.
Gravity Rush had a previous
You're
title.
Getting Days Gone. Last of Us is still pretty new. Last of Us came out at the end of last year.
But you're getting a sequel.
Okay, that's only the second iteration. Okay. How many Halos do you have?
It doesn't matter. That's a game that's exclusive to the console.
Gears of Wars.
That doesn't matter how many they have been.
People want new shit. Everybody doesn't want.
Okay, all right.
Iterations of the same.
Just to put my flag on this argument. Number one, if This is the only thing that you and anyone else needs to ask themselves, if that's the point you're making. Will people buy it? Will it make money? Check those boxes, then bingo. It's a
I'm just
game.
saying, if
It
this
will
shit was over
sell.
$500, I don't see this shit
All you
selling
have
a
to
lot.
do is tag a new Halo game on it, and people will buy the shit out of it, bro.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you.
I
That's
don't
what
think
they've
so.
done it before. It's a
Just because
pedigree.
Halo,
It's a
but
pedigree, bro.
not a year and a few months out though, Kyle.
They will buy it.
No,
It's
that no, they
bait
won't.
and switch classic. Here's the new game. Oh, it's
Oh, so
bundled
you're
with our
okay
new
with getting
console.
fucked? That's what you're saying.
I'm not
You
getting.
just bought a Halo. Like that's just like them coming out with Uncharted 5 with the PS4 Pro.
It doesn't.
Like
That's you.
4 just came out.
It doesn't matter. This is a business, and that's a game that
It
people
does matter.
love. There's a
It's
highly
perception.
lucrative market behind
It's not
a
just about
Halo
making
game.
money. It's
There's a
about the fans'
lucrative
perception.
market. Listen, bro. The
Fans have a
Xbox
perception.
Ones have sold fine. It has made plenty of money. It's not anywhere close in the deficit to where they're losing money on this. Not even close. Not even marginally close. They are selling just fine. And you have no idea what's behind the curtain. Nothing. You have no idea. They could have something crazy coming out, and you would have no clue. That's the point of E3, is to keep some of your cards up your sleeve. And the Scorpio is a huge selling point regardless. It's a incredibly powerful console. It's going to do things that the PS4 can't or the Pro can't. That is a selling point. And the
Like
price point is the only thing that will make or break this. And regardless if it's a Halo 92, people eat it up like fucking cereal, bro. It does not matter. Now, will it excite me? No. Will I buy a Scorpio? Yes. Why? Because I want the console. I want what it offers. It works fine with my
what
4K
does it
television.
offer?
It works. I'm telling you right now. It number one, eliminates multiple things that I don't need, which would be an Ultra HD Blu-ray player or 4K Blu-ray player, and I can bundle everything I want into one home media system. It You seem to miss the point. Just because you don't use your console for something doesn't mean a thousand or 500,000
Yeah, just
people
because you
don't.
do doesn't mean a whole bunch of people do. So
But
I
they
mean,
will
I guess we
buy
can
it,
agree to
bro.
disagree on
It
that.
will
But
sell.
I mean, I'm not me personally, and a lot of other people. This is like not just me. This is like people all over Twitter, social media. People aren't willing to buy a $500 console to play the same old shit with no new IPs.
Same old
I'm
shit.
glad. I really think the shit's gonna have good graphics. It's gonna be
Same.
stronger than PS4s. You know what I mean? I hope that it does break the barrier on 4K and 60 FPS on 1080p games on console. I hope everything runs 60 frames on that shit, which it probably won't. But I hope it does all those things. But even if me as an Xbox fan, I'm not going out and buying that shit if you're just gonna come out with another fucking
But
Halo.
you're not an Xbox fan. You're highly biased to
I
Sony.
played 360 for the majority.
I
of the last
understand that, but
generation.
you are no longer like on the same table that I am with
I'm not a
Microsoft.
PlayStation fan either.
You are you
I
are.
prefer PlayStation because they come out with the most
Then you
games.
are slated towards the place. You can even tell if once we listen back to this, you can even tell the switch that you made when you went under the attack on Microsoft.
Oh,
When
I'm all on that ass. I'm all
exactly,
on
and
Nintendo's ass.
they're bringing a heavy hitter
I'm on
that
both cheeks.
Sony doesn't have an answer to it right now. They
Look.
don't. Their Pro is nothing compared to the Scorpio.
Look, Nintendo, Microsoft. I'm on both cheeks right now.
And I'm on Sony's cheeks then, because they're gonna release sequeled
Look,
games. Just
you
that's
get
the
on Sony
argument. That's the
cheeks.
argument that you're making towards
Get
Microsoft.
on
It has
Sony
no
cheeks.
validity.
Get on
Zero.
Sony cheeks. You gonna go for it. It's gonna be a nice ride. Because one thing you can always guarantee is that PlayStation is gonna have them games. You understand?
What's Forza? What is Forza? What's Cuphead? What's Sea of Thieves? What's a Fable game? What's any of that?
Some
What are
weak
those?
shit compared to
Weak shit.
Last of Us 2, Days Gone,
Forza?
Spider-Man, God of War 4,
Forza.
Red Dead, or I won't say Red Dead.
Red
I
Dead
say
is
another
not an
Bloodborne.
exclusive.
I say another another Bloodborne. I say even like another Sly Cooper. They're coming out with maybe. Well, not. I won't say Crash. If they come out with another Jack and Daxter, like PlayStation just has.
Then let them. And
hard
then
hitters.
Microsoft has exclusives. Crackdown 3. You don't know if the Fable game's getting dropped. You don't know if a new Halo game's getting dropped. That's an exclusive that Sony doesn't
Okay, so
have.
Sea of Thieves, as it stands though, Sea of Thieves is not fucking with Last of Us, Days Gone, Spider-Man, God of War. Okay, Fucking Fable
You
4 is
don't-
not fucking with
Have
Last
you
of Us
have
2,
you
Days of
played
Gone,
that
Spider-Man,
game?
God of War.
Let me ask you a question. Have you played that game?
What game?
Sea of Thieves.
I don't need to play it to tell that
Okay,
shit.
exactly. You just judge a book by its cover. You have no idea. I'm in the closed alpha and I'm in the closed beta now, and it's a great fucking game.
Do you think Sea of Thieves is gonna sell over 1 million in its first like 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, honestly,
Hell no. Hell
I
no.
guarantee. Hey, listen to me. You have no
Hell
idea
no.
what the game is. You have no idea.
I do. I've seen gameplay videos just like you
Have
can
you
sit
played the
talk
game?
about
Have you
Horizon
have
or
you
other games.
played
Oh,
the
from what I've
game?
seen of it, I've watched pretty much the whole story.
You haven't.
You haven't played it either. So you okay? So therefore, you
I
can't.
haven't played it either. I have alpha codes right now. If you need to see them.
I'm talking about like Horizon and shit. So don't sit here and cut the tape at 3 inches.
But I've never one time said that is a shit game. I even told you that I enjoyed watching it.
On it though.
I never said it was a shit game. You said, and I verbatim in this conversation that we've had.
It doesn't matter if I go extreme. If
you're saying they're just releasing shit games.
An opinion is an
so
opinion.
Apparently,
whether I say the game is shit or you say it's all
so
right.
Apparently, a Forza, a multi-million
I didn't say anything
selling
about Forza
title.
trash.
You did. You said some shit games when I listed all the exclusives. You said some shit. I was
talking about Sea of Thieves.
No, that was before that, and we can, and it'll. I mean, we have it on our record, so we can go back and listen to it.
Man, stop kidding yourself.
I'm not. I'm
bro,
not.
You're gonna be playing that shit. Is that shit like? Come
it's
on,
a fun fucking game.
Pay $60 for that
it's
shit,
a
bro.
game.
Stop it, son.
Markell. It's a game, and that's what games are meant to do.
Shit,
is
bro.
be fun.
Like, fuck out of here.
Games are meant to be fun. Do I enjoy playing it? Does it get my dick hard? It sure does. And I'm going to keep playing it. You're a biased son of a bitch, and you need to stop being so slated towards Sony and open your motherfucking mind up.
I would pay 60 for Gears of War. I'm not paying 60 for Sea of Thieves.
You don't? No.
I'm not paying 60 for Cuphead. That shit better be like $29.99.
Cuphead is not going to be $60 when it releases.
It should better not be.
But is it going to be a good game? You bet your ass.
I don't know, but we haven't even touched on EA or Ubisoft. Ubisoft, we do know they're probably going to have an Assassin's Creed. Well, they are. There was already leaks that you did show me earlier today with the Assassin's Creed Origins, and we're not going to get into that.
Yes, we are too, actually. Markell decided to make a bet with me saying that Origins means it's going to show the origins of humanity, and I said Origins stands for the origins of the creed, the Assassin's Creed. So, and we made a bet, so everyone knows that's on record now. So when Markell's wrong, we can come back to this chat and we can all have fun.
Origins, it being in Egypt, they're gonna go into the origins of like civilization, mankind, shit like that.
That's not what.
No. It could be about the origins of the creed, but it's also, I think, and that's why I bet the money. I think it's also about the origins of civilization. Egypt is where all.
That's not what you said. You said it. You said it was the origin of humanity. Is what you is that? And I'm quoting you. The origin of humanity.
We could say all that shit. All right.
This is coming from the guy who also didn't know who Altair was, bro. He didn't know.
I didn't know who Altair was.
He was like, who was the guy from the first game? Who was the protagonist in the first?
I forgot his name. Fuck is you mean? What are you talking about? Like that doesn't mean I don't know who he is. I played all the games.
Okay.
Only one I think I didn't play was maybe like, what was the one like Brotherhood or some shit like that? I don't think I played that one.
Okay.
That's the only one I don't think I played.
Did you play Revelations?
I did play Revelations.
Okay.
Don't ask me what happened because the only one I really like going back, the only one I really remember is like Assassin's Creed 3. I played Unity and I didn't play Syndicate though. Well, I played a portion of Syndicate.
Okay. Anyways, they're gonna show that. That's a definite thing. They're gonna be probably their lead is gonna
hopefully
be
the main
Assassin's
character is
Creed.
black. Let's not leave that out.
He is. You can even tell in the picture.
And hopefully his name is not Akumba Wale or some shit like that.
That's not even an Egyptian name. Akumba Wale.
Hopefully.
What the fuck? It's gonna be like Rasmatut or some shit like that.
I'm telling you right now, I don't care who's listening to this podcast. If we're playing as some like, white dude in Egypt,
Akesh,
I'm trading this shit in, or I'm not buying it.
It's not gonna be a white guy. You know damn well that they're not that retarded.
Nah, because they like whitewashing Egypt with these shows and these movies and shit back in the day.
That's not Ubisoft. They're not stupid. Well, now.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
I'm not. But it's black. You can tell on the picture. On the picture of the dude, he's black.
Yeah, I don't think Ubisoft would do that, especially looking at how Watch Dogs 2 was. with the black character and just how like socially conscious Ubisoft is. I do give them props for bringing that type of shit to their games. I do give them props for that, but hopefully the main character is black, which he should be. So let's not hold our breath on that, but let's hold our breath on it. Ubisoft.
Far Cry.
Anything else?
Far Cry.
Far Cry. Yeah, they're definitely probably gonna show gameplay of that. That's a given. They're gonna show gameplay of that.
The Crew 2.
Crew 2 trash. Not looking forward to it.
I agree. Even though we shouldn't say that because I didn't play the first one, so I have no idea what it entails.
I played it. I played it like early on the PS4. Shit was trash. You be sliding all over the place. It don't even look like you driving. Shit was trash. I do give it props for being like a huge open world. That was kind of nice, but it was trash.
Okay.
Scarbido.
I don't know. I mean, really, the only thing I could think to expect from Ubisoft would be maybe a Rayman announcement, maybe.
PS4 exclusive. Got him.
Jesus, kill me.
Yeah, maybe a Rayman.
Your girl, Aisha. What's her name? Aisha Tyler. She gonna be the lead for that conference again? You think?
I don't know.
She's done it like 4 times in a row now. I think
she's getting them cheeks though. Tell her what's up.
All right.
Anyway, Rayman, that was one of the games I had on my Dreamcast. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. I think a new Rayman would be real nice right about. Not that stupid shit they've been coming out with, even though a lot of people love it. I understand that, but that's not the Rayman I grew up with. I'm talking about the original Rayman, that good shit. Not the stuff where you were like using multiple characters. Fuck all that nonsense.
The creepy Rayman where nobody talked and shit.
Exactly. You just had text and shit like that.
That Zelda shit.
That would be cool to see. I don't really think it's happening though.
Splinter Cell. People are saying Splinter Cell might get announced. Splinter Cell.
I mean, I guess so. It's been maybe like 3-4 years since we had one. I honestly, I mean, I used to play them, but I just like slowly it just got old. Man.
I would like one, just because of, Metal Gear probably never happening again. So.
I mean, does that itch the Metal Gear itch? I don't think they're even the same game. I mean, stealth-wise, I guess.
I mean, it's similar, yeah. Especially Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, those are really the only stealth games you really had. Like, super stealth. Like, Ghost Recon. I'm sorry, not Ghost Recon.
Ghost Recon originally used to be very stealthy, but now it's gone way all over in another direction.
Well, I'm saying,
yeah,
that type of like AAA, like hard hitting big name game. You had Metal Gear was really on the stealth, and then Splinter Cell was a super stealth game. So
yeah, I mean they might. I mean it's not far off from what they have on their lineup. We'll probably see some Just Dance bullshit. Hopefully not.
Maybe a Devil May Cry. Yikes. Call of Juarez.
Okay. Really? Call of Juarez? No, we're not going to see that. We're not going to see it.
Maybe another Grey's Anatomy, the video game.
All right, we're moving on now. We're moving on to a different one because obviously it's just jokes.
You want to talk EA?
Yeah, EA is kind of a big player because obviously they can utilize every sports title known to man, and honestly that's when I tune out. I know you probably tune in for that part, but they're going to talk about FIFA.
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for that.
That's gonna be a seller. They're gonna probably talk about Madden.
That was the first. This FIFA 18 pre-order was the first time I pre-ordered a game like on the day that pre-orders released. Like I walked into the GameStop. What was the guy's name? His name was Ash. The guy's name was Ash. Whatever. Fuck that.
Shout out
my boy Ash.
Ash, you out there? Thanks, buddy.
He out there, and he finessed me into renewing my power-ups. I usually just...
Oh, he got that... Was it like $14? I don't even know.
He got his little commission.
Yeah,
but anyway, I go in there. I'm like, I need that FIFA, dog. He was like, I don't think we're doing FIFA pre-orders yet.
Bitch, I saw it.
Then he pulled his little fucking... what's the real cheap tablet? The slate. He pulled his little fucking slate out.
He didn't have no iPad?
Yo, he pulled the slate out like, look at this. It looks like we are taking the pre-orders.
All right, it took 42 minutes to load on this piece of shit, but I got you right here.
I was like, yeah, just go ahead and sign me up real quick. But one thing that I am kind of hoping for, and this would be like day one pre-order, Like I'm like standing outside of GameStop. As soon as they show the trailer at E3, I'm getting in my car. A Prince of Persia.
Ooh.
If they show a Prince of Persia, I'm on both cheeks.
See,
I'm on them cheeks.
But the thing is about Prince of Persia is it's so close, like similar to Assassin's Creed now. Because if you remember, like Prince of Persia, yes, it's climbing and combat.
There's like the slow mo type of shit, like Sands of
Yeah,
Time was
like the rewinding time. Yeah, I get you. Trust me, I played all of them. But then they switched the art style to that other shit because it looked just like Assassin's Creed. Like people could easily mistake it for it. That's why they changed the art style on it. Like the I don't know what it was called, the last one that came out, but it was good. The game was good, but it was not the original type of Prince of Persia that people were used to. Could they revitalize it by doing it differently? Sure.
Sands of Time type shit, man. Prince of whew. Another Watch Dogs though.
Nah, it's too soon. Way too soon for another Watch Dogs.
It's way too soon for another Watch Dogs, but it ain't too soon for another fucking Halo.
No.
Anyway.
No, Watch Dogs doesn't release like that. They only really started making Watch Dogs 2 so quickly to get Watch Dogs 1 off their goddamn heads because they fucked it up.
Maybe another zombie game, Zombie U 2 for the Wii, for the Switch. Hell no.
I don't know. The thing about Ubisoft is that they're willing to put out shit.
I like Ubisoft though. That's probably my favorite like third-party publisher.
I thought we were talking about EA.
What do you mean?
We were talking about EA.
Nah, we were talking about Ubisoft.
Were we? We were talking about FIFA, so how the fuck did we go?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I'm over here naming Ubisoft games.
Yeah.
EA, Battlefront 2, of course.
Yes, Battlefront 2 will be a big player. They're going to definitely show campaign. And I don't know if I think they'll show some multiplayer shit.
They have to. I mean, it's basically a multiplayer game. That's what the focus is on it.
Yeah, but a lot of people are pissed about the one that just came out, that there was no campaign and there was barely any content to it, and they just paid fucking a full price for that shit. So,
they'll probably show. Oh damn! Excuse me. They'll probably show campaign, and then maybe like in like the little montage part of it, they'll probably show some multiplayer shit, and then after E3, they'll probably show more in depth to the multiplayer. But
yeah,
I was just thinking though, EA. For the Scorpio. Okay, they're going to get the marketing rights to it. It's going to be built from the ground up for Scorpio. Maybe a timed exclusive. But this shit is going to like move units for the Scorpio. Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah.
All right. You're such a fucking dick. You're such a fucking biased piece of shit.
You thought I was about to say some hot shit.
No, I didn't. I knew you were fucking trolling. That's why I was just like, all right, he's going to say some stupid shit like Barbie's fucking Hello Princess World or some shit like that.
He thought I was about to
No. Anyways, to be a professional and to move on. Okay, since I didn't throw shade at Sony. You can throw shade at Sony all day, boy. Anyways, we're still forgetting another game that was already announced, but there isn't really anything really shown from it yet. Need for Speed. Need for Speed is a big seller. This time around, they're doing that story-oriented shit that I'm not really about in my racing games, but some people like it, I guess. It'll move some copies, that's for sure. We haven't had a really good Need for Speed game in a while now, so. What else? EA. We already said Madden. That's definitely a thing. That's a given. Cricket 2017 or whatever. What else they got? Battlefield? Maybe. I don't know though, man. Battlefield 1 is going hard as shit right now with their DLC. I don't know if they'll jump the gun like that. Maybe they might. No, their DLC plan for Battlefield 1 has already been laid out, that there's nothing extra coming towards it. So I don't know about that. I really don't. I don't think it's highly likely we'll see another Battlefield that quick, because that does kind of have a really high development cycle on it nowadays. Would I? I don't even know, man. I don't really have room for that, to be completely 100% honest. I mean,
And these games are not all gonna come out at the same time though.
Nah, I know that, but the thing is like for games like that, like a FPS like that, I like to have a good chunk of time in between another release to devote to that. But I mean, it's in my opinion for a Battlefield, Battlefield 1's still hot. Like there's no reason to just pull out a Battlefield just because you have some spotlight on the stage. There's no point. They got plenty of shit to show. Battlefront is the Battlefield for this year. So that's definitely what they need to lead with.
I mean, yeah, they probably won't show another Battlefield, just be Battlefront. They don't want each other to step on each other's toes. But Battlefield 1 still going strong, so is Halo 5.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, all right, I'm done.
Eat me. And then we had the PC gaming show, which is something I don't know if it's new, but it's being spotlighted this year. So
Unless they showing a Red Dead Redemption for PC, I don't want.
I don't. That's the thing about this, man. It's like what? Here's the new GTX Titan Double Deuce or some shit like that. I mean, but that's really niche, kind of. But kind of. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna.
Okay, is it geared towards hardware or software?
That's what I'm saying. I never watched one of these before, so I'm not sure exactly what that's all about. I mean, the thing about the PC is that there's so many games that are only available on PC that it's not even really considered exclusive. It's just considered like in the pool of PC games. But they're not huge heavy hitters, so they don't really shine through. So I don't really know what they're gonna show. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that's strictly PC. That, you know what I mean? Is that weird? I mean, I play tons of shit on PC, but at the same time, I know it could be played on a console. Does it play better on a PC? Like 99% of the time, yeah.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what this shit is gonna be about. So
I mean, I don't think that's what I'm saying, man. I've never seen it, so there's no telling exactly what's going to be shown. I would think they would mix in games with hardware, maybe like have Nvidia and AMD pop up there, maybe real quick. But it's PC gaming show, so
I don't know.
beats me. Would I watch it? Yeah, I mean, of course. They'll probably have Razer pop up there and see what's up. I mean, I'm gonna look this up real quick just so we know exactly what we're looking forward to here. Apparently there might be something going on Player Unknown. Maybe. Total War 2, which is a pretty Warhammer, Total War Warhammer 2, which is also a big seller. Those are RTSs, so that's not your type of game.
Shenmue 3 got delayed to the second half of 2018.
I didn't even know that was being made.
Yeah, Shenmue 3. It was like Kickstarted, and then they got so much money for the Kickstarter, and then people were just pissed off because they haven't been showing anything.
Lawbreakers is apparently going to be there.
Yeah, okay.
But isn't that console too, though?
Yeah, PS4 though, not Xbox yet. Remember?
Yeah. There will be a new free-to-play competitive shooter coming from Bohemia Interactive, the same people that brought you Arma 2, the DayZ mod, all that jazz. Which is that sounds pretty cool.
Big news though. The Big Show is going to host the Destiny 2 panel at E3. So Big Show's gonna be out there choke slamming bitches on Destiny 2.
That's a weird person to host that.
The Hellblade game.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
What is it? The Soul. What do they fucking say?
I don't know, the Soul something. I know what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Of what was the one fucking game? What was the one fucking game? Was it Hellblade? Damn,
you're talking okay, dude, you're talking about that one game that it's like Vikings?
No, it was like the female.
It's
Heavenly
oh,
Sword. That's
Heavenly
what it is.
Sword, right?
Yeah, so it's like this soul. What do they? I don't know what they fucking call it, but it's like from the same makers or whatever. The spiritual successor. There you go.
Yeah, that's the thing with the chick Viking lady.
Yeah, of Heavenly Sword, the Hellblade game. It's only $30 on Steam, so it's only coming out on PS4 and Steam. It
Yep,
was PlayStation exclusive, I think, and now they're bringing it to
Ninja Theory, right? See,
PC.
Hellblade: Suna's Sacrifice.
Yeah, Senua Sacrifice. Um, Hopefully that's at E3. Maybe we could see like full gameplay. I've been watching those like developer diary videos on the PlayStation YouTube channel where they'll show like little snippets of the game running
Yeah,
at different points of the development process cycle. Hopefully they show something from that.
yeah.
I'm
So
just tripping out
that's
over this.
PC and PlayStation 4 as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm just tripping out over this fucking Dragon Quest screenshot. Looks like fucking Trunks from like Dragon Ball Z. Just tripping me out. I don't know.
It's the same art. It's the same author, I guess,
Mm.
from Dragon Ball. Does that? Um, yeah. I mean that's
Well, they actually already revealed a multiplayer map for Battlefront 2, so
yeah.
you'll probably see multiplayer at E3, definitely. But pretty much,
I don't think there's anything huge coming from that PC gaming show that I can think of or I see. So really, all in all, that really wraps up the shows. Um, I think it's going to be an interesting year, especially, and I hate to say this, and I know that's going to piss you off, but I actually really want to see what Nintendo has to bring to the table this time.
I don't. I fucking
I just want to see what's going on, man. I want to see if they're fucking serious about making a fucking console,
die Nintendo.
or just giving you a fucking tablet with two little fucking plastic dongle controllers that barely fucking work, and then you got to go buy their fucking $70 fucking Pro controller just to play Mario Kart because you're damn well not going to use your little fucking Joy Cons with your big ass sausage fingers to play that shit. I mean,
Mm.
I'm just not, I don't know, man. It pisses me off at the same time. I want them to make it, man, because you got to think with the more players in the market, the more they're going to be competitive with each other, and then it just makes for a better market for the consumer. But I
Yeah.
mean, but the fact of the matter is that Nintendo doesn't fucking know what they're doing. I feel like someone's like letting a fucking like a monkey over there green light shit. I really do sometimes, and it's just not something that's made for serious hardcore, and I don't even like using that word, gamers, that people like to really sit down and fucking like go through a AAA title, joysticks in hand, fuck shit up, that kind of stuff. It's made for casual people, family, kids, people on the go on a train, that kind of stuff. Zelda is I guess you can consider that hardcore, sure. Mario Galaxy, not Galaxy, what is it called now? That new one that's coming out? Mario something. Um,
Mario's fucking trash.
okay. All right. Mario's. All right. Anyways, that game, I mean, it's not hardcore in my opinion. Not to mention they've dropped the ball on the multiplayer side of things. They've dropped the ball with the fucking voice chat. Jesus, man, have you seen the voice chat bullshit? Like not the one with that stupid ass microphone, but I'm talking about that where you have to plug it into your phone.
Yeah, we were
And
just talking about it earlier.
yeah, but the one with Splatoon with that shitty ass headset that you have to fucking that's a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm over Nintendo. I don't even think we need to fucking talk about them anymore.
So,
So,
um, but I am interested to see their show. I just
fuck
want to
'em.
see what's going on. And of course, almost every year, there's always surprises that we've never thought that we would see. There's also letdowns, and someone usually always fucks something up at one of these shows, and it's always funny as fuck to watch, especially on Ubisoft side of things. That one time,
Yeah,
Jason Derulo
Ubisoft.
decided to come around and sing live, and it was fucked up, but it was funny as shit.
Ubisoft usually got some fucking goofy shit or their game glitches or some shit.
Exactly, yeah. Or they'll have fucking Just Dance or Just Sing 2017 or some shit like that up there. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good show, I think. We have a lot of games on the field out here, and it's gonna be pretty cool to see a lot of these things get shown. New shit hopefully pops out for everybody. Um, Other than that, I can't really think of anything else that's special coming out of E3 this year.
No.
We will be doing a follow up episode. I know the last show is Tuesday,
Yeah, Nintendo, which I won't be viewing.
but we still have to know about it. So our other show, our after show, will be Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. We'll have that out and ready to rock and roll because I just want to make sure everything's good there with all the information because it'll be a lot to go over. We'll definitely need a lot of time to talk about what we saw. And I'm trying to think. So definitely Wednesday we'll probably have that out and ready to rock and roll. Other than that, how long have we been going on? I feel like we've been going for a while. No, probably like 2 hours or so.
So
It's great. It's great to a second episode. Like I said, we have our YouTube channel up now. It's Scopes&Laggers podcast. We have our first pilot episode up there as well. It's janky. It's rough. Markell forced me to put it up before it was ready. I told him to wait for it, but he wouldn't. So feel free to if you should be watching that through YouTube right now. This through YouTube. In our future iterations, we plan to go live with it. We just want to make sure all of our kinks, our format set up. Next Wednesday, we should have a guest as well. Markell, if you want to maybe unveil that now, that's up to you. What do you want?
yeah, I guess maybe a guest, maybe two guests. I don't know if your boy want to come on too. Just have a little panel, talk about whatever we took from it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But
We'll probably have a couple, maybe one or two guests. We'll definitely have one. So that way we'll have an extra voice, hopefully a neutral voice.
yeah, so you don't have to hear Kyle drone on about fucking Alan Wake or some bullshit.
Yo, I beat that. Let's talk about that real quick. I beat Alan Wake.
Jesus Christ. We'll save that for fucking Wednesday. Anyway.
It was good.
Anyway, it's your boy Kizzle, aka pulling up from 30 like I'm Curry, aka the Neymar of gaming,
Please tell me the Namor gaming thing is not
aka my plus
sticking
one got
around.
a plus one,
I don't know what that means.
aka young Aguadile.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, guys, that's been our podcast for tonight. And like I said, make sure that you give us a like on the video if you actually enjoyed it. And if you'd like to, I'm not forcing you to, subscribe so you know that when we actually have new podcasts up. Like I said, we usually drop them at least Tuesday night. But this one's special coming up because of E3. So we'll have to push it back a little bit later. So other than that, we'll catch you guys next week with the E3 after show. See you then.
Peace.